One of the things that's kind of bothered me, especially more now than ever, about the spiritual teachers that a lot of people look up to these days is a lot of them are muddying the waters. And I don't think most of them are doing it on purpose, but I do know that there's some with way more awareness than they cared to share that they have. And I get why. But they muddy the waters. They're helping a lot of people, and they have a lot of tools. They share what's helped them so that other people can maybe benefit from them. That's what a teacher is. They're sharing from their experience, a good teacher at least, from their experience and what's helped them in hopes to help somebody else. So I don't think a lot of them do this on purpose. And I think most of them, all of them pretty much, they are trying to help. But they muddy the waters, and the reason I'm talking about this is because I've experienced this with so much, I've had so much confusion over the past couple of years on what to do. Because, we all know this, the spiritual field, it's so, what's the word? It's just so congested with so many things. And you're like, okay, what do I do? And usually what happens is people will try 50,000 different things at once in hopes that something sticks. And you just get so confused. And in reality, what we all really need is more clarity. We need to make things easy to digest. And a lot of them aren't doing this. And so when I speak, I really am doing my best to just share from my experience and what I really truly believe, and not trying to get attention from people, not trying to even make money off anything unless that happens for me, right? Because I want to be authentic. I just want to be natural, like a cat. I want to be who I am, because that's the best way that I can help anybody, is by being authentic, not trying to sell something. And I think that's why, I know that's why a lot of these teachers, either they're ignorant to it, they don't realize they're doing it, or they know that they're going to lose clientele if they really go into something different. But here's the thing, everybody has, if they really share more of their own awareness and make it simpler, like it really is. But everybody has a role in the society. Everybody is needed. It's not like they're wrong for doing that, because their stuff helps lots of people. But for me, I was just I'm getting confused. I don't know what to do over here. I don't know what to do. And I'm so grateful that, love Joe Dispenza, but I was super into him a couple years back, and I would do the meditations and the breath, and things just wouldn't work. I wasn't healing my nervous system, all of the emotional stuff. I wasn't healing it. It wasn't working. And I was told, I think I said this before, that something was wrong. And now I'm oh, I get it now. There is no blueprint to healing. You cannot force this alchemic process of becoming more aware. We've all maybe some of us have heard this, awareness is awake. It's just your finite self awakening to that. That's what's happening. Awareness is fine. You're waking up, and that process, you can't force how fast or slow that process goes, no matter what anybody says. But so many, and there are people that are pretty not great people out there, they know that they're just selling you something because it's nice and shiny, and it's oh my God, this might actually be the thing that wakes me up. And hey, even if, let's just pretend that it is. You do this practice or tool, use this tool for a while, and you're you become more aware. But again, are you more aware, or is your ego thinking you're more aware? Okay, so either way, that would have happened or not have happened, regardless. So you see what I'm saying? And that's why I love that saying, free will is God's greatest magic trick. Because it's it shows you that once you realize that, and you can think about it with your mind as much as you want to try to get that, no, but I'm pretty sure free will is real. Is it? I mean, you have to come to that conclusion on your own. The more and more I get older in this physical body, and I come to realizations of, free will is not super awesome. it's not super awesome. It's not really there. And I used to, this can really depress somebody because it makes you go like, okay, so what about this pain? I can't make this pain go away. Can make you feel hopeless. And it made me feel that way too. But eventually I got to the point where it actually made me feel hopeful and like excited, because I realized that I wasn't in control. Like little me, like this human me, didn't have to make my world go round. It wasn't all up to me. And that doesn't mean you say, oh, I'm not doing anything, or I'm just gonna, or you know what I mean? Like there's a balance. And you can't help it what you do either. Like you can't help if you, whatever you do. Like, you know, it's just about becoming organic. The best thing you can do to accelerate your process of becoming more awakened is to be yourself and to change self-consciousness over to self-awareness, which is also being aware of others too. And not, you know what I'm saying? Because self-consciousness is like, what do they think about me? That's unconsciousness, because if you think of it, and there's nothing wrong with it. Even when you do that, because you can't help it, you just catch yourself. You go, oh, I'm really concerned about what they're thinking about me, or I'm really concerned how I'm walking, talking. You know, that's the best spiritual practice, in my opinion, is self-inquiring about yourself. That's like, in my opinion, that's the best thing. And that doesn't mean you don't listen to these mainstream people and use the tools. I do when I feel called to do it. And you're not going to be able to help it either. But the more you can come to the realization that no matter what you can't force awakening, you can't force the alchemic process. You can't do it. You know? You have to just keep on trusting and do what you want. Even if you go to that yoga class, watch yourself. Am I doing this to look spiritual so I can post about it on Facebook? Like, watch yourself. Or am I just like, I feel called to do this? It's hard to catch the ego, or like, is this really awareness? So being yourself is the best thing you can do to, and who is yourself? Being natural, like an animal. That's why we love animals so much, is because they're not self-conscious. It's cool, huh? They're not self-conscious in the way that we are, which, you know, that's just how we're made. That's how it is. And that's part of our growth. A lot of growth comes out of this, though. You know, so be yourself and just remind yourself whenever you're watching a video or whenever you're listening to these people tell you that how to open, you just got to feel gratitude. This is these people that really, I actually don't think they're aware at all. There's people that are super duper aware, then there's people that are saying how aware they are just to look aware, when it's like, they can't help it anyways, really. But just feel the love. You just got to open your heart, put your hands on your heart, and feel it. You know how many times I've done that and been like, I don't feel it still. It's not there. There's nothing wrong with you because you don't feel the love or the gratitude. This is what I'm saying. Your feelings are like, there's fluid. They just move. And you'll start realizing like, oh, it's all an illusion of like how you're supposed to be. You know? And do this to be this and this and that. You know, for me, I don't care about the attention. I don't care about making money. If I end up getting attention or money from anything I say, from as organic as I can be, then cool. You know, then that's how it was supposed to be and how it was set up. But I'm not taking any of this really personal, and I genuinely want to make things as clear as I can possibly be. I don't want to be making things more complicated than they should be. And yeah, maybe I'll share some tools sometime that work for me. That doesn't mean it's going to work for everybody. That's why I say, like, there's no blueprint for you. You're unique. And you just try things. The best thing you can do is self-inquire and be so honest with yourself. Like, why am I really doing this thing right now? It's the best thing you can do. And be honest, you don't have to tell anybody else. Like, I'm doing it because I'm in this relationship so that I can feel secure and not have to worry about money and not have to work or not want to have shelter, want to feel like somebody loves me, even though I know they really don't love me. This is just an example. Or, why am I hanging out with my family right now? I really don't want to hang out with them. Like, get down to the bone. Don't just go, oh, I just want to be nice. Like, that's the kind of stuff, that's a tool. That's something that can help you with self-inquiry. That requires nobody else. Doesn't require any money or go into a course and anything. If you want to do those things, go do them. But trust your gut and be yourself and realize that you can't force it. And try to figure out when you're trying to force it and when things are just kind of naturally becoming realized by you. So you can't force the process. Just don't try to force it. But you can't help it if you do. So it's not your fault. Either way, it's like you can't, And just do your best to be just don't judge yourself. There's no way you're supposed to be. There's no way you're supposed to be, and you're gonna get there. Awakening is like you're awake. I don't like that word. I need to find new words, but let's just use it. I'll eventually come up with the new words to say for these things that have been so just overused, and people have all these ideas of what it means. Awakening is the end thing. You're not going to get away from it. You're going to eventually merge back. You're basically becoming more one with Source. That's life for everybody. People move at different paces. It's not a race. And just do your best to not use your mind so much. That's what because I'm very pragmatic, as well as very good at tuning into my feeling and the mystical side of things. I like both, but too much mind, it's way too much. It can mess you up, but don't judge yourself. Whatever happens, just know that try to do your best, but also get that it's not all up to you. You cannot force this alchemic process. But that's good news, you guys. So I hope you got something from this, and I will talk to you guys later.